Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Institution Center. So today in mathematics, we're going to be doing a very interesting topic, which is known as second theorem. Okay, this topic is a very good topic, but then many people face challenges. So we're going to break it down for you. Now, under second theorem, you first of all need to understand the properties of circles for you to be able to handle questions. So we're going to look at the properties of these circles. Properties of circles. Okay, so these are very important. You really need to understand them. You need to understand the concepts behind these properties for you to be able to handle questions. So the first one is angles coming from the same segment. Angles coming from the same segment. Okay, so let us say you have got a circle here. Then you have got this line here, which is AB. Now this line is known as a chord. Okay, a chord. Then a segment is the space between this chord and the circumference. So this space here is what is known as a segment. Okay, so now angle is coming from the same segment. Okay, so let us say you have got this triangle here. Again, you have another one here. So according to this property, all angles from the same segment are equal. So if this one here is 20, even this one is going to be 20, even this one is going to be 20. So all angles coming from the same segment are equal. So you really need to understand this concept. Okay, let us now talk about the next one. Okay, let me just clean the board. The next one is angles from a diameter. Angles from a diameter. Okay, so let us say you have got a circle here. So a diameter is simply a line that crosses, that passes through the center of a circle. This is what is known as a diameter. Now they are saying angles from a diameter. Angles from a diameter. So what do we need to know about these angles that are coming from a diameter? So you have got something like this. Okay, so all these angles that are formed by lines that are coming from this from a diameter form a 90 degrees. You've seen, as you can see, this is 90 degrees. Even this one here is a 90 degrees. Okay, so understand this one. So all angles coming from a diameter form a 90 degrees. Okay, this theorem is also important. We can now talk about the next one. Angles coming from the same segment to the center. So angles coming from the same segment to the center. So an example, you have got a circle here. This is sorry. So you have got a circle. Then let us say this is your center. Okay, so now we have got a segment somewhere here. This one here is a segment, so this one is a chord here. So angles coming from the same segment to the center. So from the same segment to the center, from the same segment to the center, like this. Okay, then let's say you've got another one here. Okay, so this angle that is here, the center, is twice this angle that touches the circumference here. So if this one is 20, it means that this one is going to be 40, okay, because this one is twice the size of this one. So if you have been given to say this one is 20, then they tell you to say find this one. So for you to get the answer for the size of this angle here, you just need to multiply 2 times this 20, and then you're going to be able to get this one, which is going to be 40. So you need to know this one. It is very common. Yeah, so the angle at the center is twice the size of this one that is here. Okay, so let me just show you something again. So let us say you've got another angle here, another one here. Okay, so based on what we said in the first property, we know that all angles coming from the same segment are equal. So if this one is 20, because they're coming from the same segment here, it means that even this one is going to be 20. Even this one is going to be 20. Yeah, so it is very important to understand this one as well. Having talked about this one, we can go to the next one. So we can go to the next one. Yeah. So let us say you have got a circle. Okay, a circle. Then inside this circle, you have got a quadrilateral. It's like this. Let's say you've got something like this. Okay, something like this. So now what you need to understand is that these opposite angles here add up to 180. These opposite angles add up to 180. Okay, so let's say you've been given this one to be 80, then they tell you to say find this one, which is x here. So since these ones add up to 180, for you to find this one, you simply just have to subtract this 80 from 180. So meaning this one is going to be 100. Okay, if they give you to say this one is 70, you just subtract this 70 from 180. So meaning this one is going to be 110, such that when you add all of them, they're going to give you what? So when you add 80 plus 110 plus 100 plus 70, they're going to give you 360. Okay, so we really need to understand this one. So opposite angles add up to 180. So for you to be able to get this one, you simply subtract 80 from 180. If you have been given 70 here, for you to get this one, you subtract this 70 from 180. So these are some of the theorems that you need to know. There are so many theorems, but then we are just going to talk about the important ones. For today, this is the end. Stay tuned for the other part where we're going to continue with the other theorems. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night.